Stuff, where we whine about everything reality TV. This week, we're focusing on love. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Alrighty, to kick things off, I think we should definitely talk about the Bachelor finale last night.
100%.
Don't even get started.
Yeah.
We talk about Barb.
Barb is cancelled.
Yeah, Barb absolutely is canceled. Anyone that says she isn't is
They're liars.
is canceled.
Well, word on the street, The Bachelor is going to be doing a seniors version of the show, so I vote that Barb gets divorced and joins that.
Yeah.
So what are the logistics, you guys, about The Bachelor? Do we think that this season was legit? If somebody wants to give us a quick rundown of what happened with Pilot Pete and all of his women.
Pam, you're like the expert at all things Bachelor.
So, Pilot Pete, basically, we all know he was smoke showing Hannah Brown season. That's why he got picked.
Cheers
Amen.
to that.
Amen.
Yes. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into this season, I feel like Pilot Pete was too emotional, but I do think that he was on the softer side of all the Bachelors in recent seasons. So I do give him props for that. But he's a complete idiot on the finale. Completely.
100%.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about him proposing to Hannah Ann even though he really wanted to choose Madison?
Honestly, I think it goes back to his kind of vibe all season of rewarding drama. And I think because Maddie was so dramatic in her exit, he was like, I need to get my hands on this girl. Like, she's got everything. She's got the tears, she's got the drama, and she doesn't really like him. So, I mean, what more does Pilot Pete want?
Yeah. But my question is, how much of that do you guys think is actually real? Like, was that all just for views? Like, the whole her leaving and him picking Hannah Ann, and then the finale, and then Barb. Is Barb really like that in real life?
I think like they say, the devil works hard, but Chris Harrison works harder. So they definitely, I feel like, have some kind of script that they're like loosely following exactly. But I like how she's like very like strong on like her faith and like her like morals and values.
Yeah.
But it's like I was reading some of the comments to kind of like get caught up, and people were saying like, why would she join this show if she knew what she was kind of getting herself into?
Yeah.
True.
You know.
I don't watch Bachelor or Bachelorette, but I'm curious, like, do any of them kind of use the show as like a platform for them to start their career? Like,
A lot of people
Yes.
do,
Okay, interesting.
but mostly contestants. But you can kind of pinpoint like whoever isn't in the most drama throughout the whole season is the most authentic. Yeah.
And they try and like use that to.
Well, I
elevate
mean,
their
a
career.
lot of McKenna from here.
Hello.
Tammy and her got into that feud. Tammy thinks McKenna was branding herself in that.
Yeah.
That's an example of like, wanting to get ahead in life. But a lot of people do, even if they are genuine, like Hannah Godwin, she, really got a lot of publicity after that whole Colton situation, after he picked Cassie. But she does get a lot of brand deals, but she's also pretty authentic.
I think that comes also with like the Bachelor franchise. Like since there are so many people invested into the show, like fans especially, like you'll create your own little fan base like post the show and even in the show as well. So of course like the brand deals, the invites to parties, stuff like that celebrity status is gonna follow the Bachelor. I guess like a question that I would ask is like, how do we look at the Bachelor like maybe let's say 5-6 years ago as opposed to like now what it is today? Like, yeah, it's just like judging the authenticity of contestants. Is it true? Is it genuine? Or is it?
I would definitely say that like 5 or 6 years ago, contestants were actually there for the right reasons. Like this whole internet kind of celebrity, getting brand deals afterwards was not as big as it is now. And because this franchise is like blown up in our faces, like people are obviously going on it for the wrong reasons. And I think like watching back, like there was like, it almost felt like real emotions like throughout the season. I remember, I think it was Allie or something, like she got like rejected and then ended up becoming the Bachelorette, and now she's like happily married and stuff like that, and that felt very real and genuine. And I don't know if it's because we're more cynical and more critical now about reality TV, but at the same time I just think it's just been a completely different shift for everybody.
Judging back from past seasons, like I feel like if we're gonna relate Peter's season to something, it would be like Jason Mesnick's season, where he picked Melissa, proposed to Melissa, and then broke up with her and then picked Molly. But even now, Molly and him are very genuine together. They do have like 2 or 3 kids together in that situation. So like obviously things happen that weren't so great, but they ended up being completely fine.
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely. Segueing into another kind of reality TV show about love.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys watched Love is Blind?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Finished it in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, initial thoughts. Comparing The Bachelor to Love is Blind, what are we thinking?
Different storyline, but similar in the fact that it is like I would say it's still loosely scripted because it is technically like a reality television show, but different in the fact that now we're taking the physical attraction out of the equation, and it's all about falling in love blindly.
Yeah.
Hence the name Love is Blind. Yeah, I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are on that, like falling in love blindly and how the show depicted that.
Oh yeah, I think it's huge. Like The Bachelor, because you have zero time with a person, you're basing it all basically on looks and like physical appearance and everything like that. Whereas Love is Blind totally like flip a switch on us, and it was like, oh, their voice, like what their thoughts are and things like that.
Because apparently they would have dates that were like 16 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even talk to my friends for more than like 10 minutes.
No. Unbelievable.
Just logistically very different. It felt a little bit more scripted to me, just in terms of like the dates that they chose after they saw each other. Like Cameron and what's her face?
Lauren.
Lauren, thank you. I was about to call her Lindsay. Cameron and Lauren, they go on some nice cabin or some treehouse, and obviously these are all locations that they've scouted out. But they kind of didn't acknowledge that in the show, so I thought it felt less authentic to me in some sense. But then they replaced that by showing like really authentic connections, because to me it seems more authentic because it's one-on-one, and it seems like you get to see their connection as opposed to like one person with numerous people.
Yeah.
So the connections seem to be really well outlined and well structured for the audience. So I'm just curious how the future of like dating in reality TV will change. Will they try and have more people for one person to kind of find, or will it be more like paired up, kind of like Love is Blind?
I feel like with Love is Blind, a lot of people were under the fence of whether like it wasn't even like truly authentic. Like Cameron, he proposed to Lauren after 3 days without, and they didn't even see each other. Were you really ready to marry her after talking to her very briefly throughout the day for 3 days? Like, is that really true? And also with Love is Blind, it was the first ever reality TV dating show on Netflix. So that was new for Netflix. So all Netflix users, which is probably all of us, right? It was new to us. So we were like, oh, obviously we've never seen this before. Let's click it, and that's how we all fell in love with it. But I feel like, could you imagine that show being on television? Would it attract the same type of audience, or is it just because of Netflix and Netflix's popularity right now? Is that why?
And it's so different because I feel like Bachelor, you get more time to know the contestants, whereas Love is Blind, you only see them for like an episode before.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Before, it's weird.
That show definitely, like, you had to binge it. Like, to get, like, the full, like, extent of it. Like, I would not wait a week to find out, like, any of that. Like, it was, like, a one-day kind of viewing. Like, we're in, we're out. We get to know everybody, and we're invested in that moment. But I think, like, if it had been a weekly thing, I would have tapped out after, like, 20 minutes in the first episode. No, they, like, released, like, 5 episodes at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I also feel like we didn't really, like, 'cause earlier someone mentioned that we didn't get to know their personality. So it was so weird to see couples, like, being coupled out, because it just felt like there was, like, they were just in the pods, they were connecting, and that was it. Like, their personalities, like, they didn't even get to know each other, or, like, we saw things from, like, our point of view, and it was, like, kind of off to us. We're like, oh, but then they end up liking that person for that reason. So we're kind of like, the audience is kind of blindsided. It's like, what do you see in that person? Because we're seeing like a totally different person from what they might be invested into. And when we compare it to The Bachelor, like, we see each and everyone's personality because we see them in the house, we see them on the dates, we see them in the rose ceremonies. So I just want to, like, is there like a pressure of like being married at the end? Is that why people are just picking their person, or do they truly see themselves with this partner?
It's a great question.
I think when I was watching like the post interviews after the Love is Blind aired, they said that they didn't showcase a lot of the connection they were making with other people, because when they did their like the Love is Blind reunion show, they were like talking about, like, I remember like us in the pods, and it's like we didn't see that kind of stuff. You have to take into account that they are, like they said, they're sometimes talking to people for like 7 to 8 hours a day, so obviously they can't put all of that. They only can take like the juiciest things, because technically it is reality television, so they're just taking the juiciest things from the interactions that they film
Yeah.
with the contestants, and so yeah, we are missing a lot of those connections with people 100%.
I wonder how much of that is important for the viewers to see to prove authenticity.
Yeah.
Because what I would value in a show, in terms of authenticity, is to be able to see kind of, not the behind the scenes, but to see how certain situations come to be. So with Bachelor, I feel like it's well known that they do casting calls and they do different auditions, and so you know how the contestants are chosen.
Yeah.
Whereas like Love is Blind, you don't really know much except that they're based in Atlanta. And so I feel like it would have been kind of neat to get more of a behind the scenes of that, kind of like how they do in like different singing competition shows where they show that there's people are lining up outside the building to audition.
Yeah.
You get to know the behind the scenes and you see like what's going on to form the show's cast.
Yeah.
And then to see a little bit more of the connection too. So maybe that means like 2-3 episodes of them talking in the pods and spending more time in the pods and discussing with other people so that the audience can kind of almost pick and choose which couples they like.
Yeah.
Because until they met in person, there wasn't any favorite couple that I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
voting for.
I was voting for Lauren and Cameron
Me
from the
too.
start.
I knew they were gonna end up
Yeah,
together.
they just had that like authentic. You can
just tell.
Yeah, you could spot it. They had an authentic connection.
No,
100%.
I'm not gonna lie, I was blindsided by like, when Lauren goes, Cameron, I love you. I was like, no. It's been like 20 minutes. I was like, I didn't get it. Like, fully did not understand.
I didn't
But
understand.
like, I totally agree. Like, I think like in Love Is Blind, we got like very, very minimal background about the people, and like we only got like a snapshot of their life when we like met their parents, and we didn't even meet everybody's parents
No,
either. Like,
no.
we
Some
like
of the contestants'
Damien.
parents, Damien
Yeah.
and Giannina, Giannina still hasn't met Damien's parents.
like
Yeah.
wild.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
and it's so crazy. Like that authenticness. It's just like, are they even real?
Speaking of Giannina, what did you guys think of her like
Oh.
switching the gender roles and proposing to him? Like we don't see that a lot.
No.
Like rarely in today's society. It was refreshing, but it was
That was
also shocking. Yeah.
One thing that I don't believe in is roles. And what I want you to do is I want you to stand up. So I want to ask you, Damien Powers, will you marry me?
Yeah, I'd love to hear your
Well,
guys' opinion.
I think, okay, initially when she said that, oh, I want everything equal, and, you know, Damien said the same thing, I was, you know, it was exciting to watch because it's not like, you know, guys should be the only one proposing. But when you see her throughout the season and you see that she's not treating her significant other as an equal,
Yeah.
it is problematic.
Yeah.
She was constantly throwing fits, she would,
Oh my
like,
God, she was a mess.
victim
She's a
blame.
child.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was a child, and I was like, no, like, you want equality, but, like, you're not giving it to him.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
That's one person who I feel like did it a lot for popularity on her
Camera.
Instagram because she
Yes.
already was an influencer to
Yeah.
begin with. This
Yeah.
is perfect for her. She's gonna get
Yeah.
followers out of this
Yeah.
and all that. And she just throughout the season she just got more and more dramatic in
Yes.
the most like dumbest situations.
Yeah.
So
And she's
dramatic.
throwing fits over things that like a woman that's like 20, 23 or something like
Divorced,
that.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's like
yeah.
should not be throwing fits over. And it just
Yeah.
felt very fake, but it's weird because they are together right now.
They're they're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
together, but she hasn't met his parents, so that's also questioning maybe his parents are writing it out to see if
They're pulling a
Laugh.
bar.
They
Yeah.
also,
They're
during
pulling
the
a bar.
episode though, like when she questioned why they didn't come, they just, well, they use like a term, but they didn't want to see like a girl from, she's just on for reality TV, like they just didn't want to meet her.
okay, gotcha.
They just didn't believe in their son, but.
But I didn't like Damien either. I felt like he would use things that Giannina would say against her.
Yeah.
Like, and when he
They were
confronted-
toxic. They were definitely
He like
toxic.
confronted Lauren at one
Exactly.
point, and Lauren was like uncomfortable, so Giannina had to pull him aside when they were at the bar where Amber and Jessica were have like a little
Oh,
talk.
yeah.
Yes,
And in
yes.
that same scene, like Damien like tries to confront Lauren or like talk to her and make her like feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was surprised that they included that because it doesn't really add to the story, but then it adds to the dynamic of the two of them, so it made sense. But like the clips didn't seem as organized as like the Bachelor.
No,
Bachelorette
definitely
Yeah.
not.
And
And
I'm curious.
Definitely working on some kinks, but like Damien is like the human version of a wet paper towel. Like, he is so boring, and like
Yeah.
Giannina is so dramatic. So
Yeah.
she's
She's
like
not, she's not
so,
about Tina Fire.
yeah, like she needs more, and like that's why like it shouldn't work, and I don't get why they're still together.
She should have ended up with what's his name? What's Jessica's
From Mark.
Mark. Yeah. Like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
that's the kind of guy she was looking for, but just maybe 3 inches taller.
Yeah. She wanted a guy to like worship the ground she walked on, and Damien just like couldn't
But she
figure
wanted
it out.
equality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. That would be my thing. But that was all. I'm sorry. That was like it was great and everything, but it was definitely for publicity. It was like, you know, she wanted a BuzzFeed post written about her being like, this girl proposed, you know, kind of deal. But it just didn't work that way. Like, you know, like that's what she wanted. Because at the end of the day, like you guys were saying, she never acted with equality after that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, even like seeing her when she was proposing, she's like walking around the room so dramatically and just like I was just stand there and just propose.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
Not
she
even
just-
that. Her sorry.
No, go ahead.
But when Damien said no while they're about to get married, and she's just running.
Yeah.
And she
outside the
tears her
church.
dress and gets she back straight.
Oh, then she keeps running.
Yes.
It's just like,
Yeah.
what are you
Too
doing?
Yeah, that was definitely too much. What do you guys think of Jessica and Mark, and then the Amber and Barnett situation?
Mark came across as really authentic to me. He's not my favorite character.
Yes.
Character or personality on the show. But he came across really authentic because you got to meet his parents and you got to see like his mom kind of disapprove of Jessica, but in the end, really not give two shits. And
she didn't pull Barb.
no.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see how authentic Mark is, but we never really got to see much of Jessica, except for her giving wine to her dog.
That was questionable.
Whereas
move.
The Bachelor and Bachelorette, you get to see like parents,
Yeah.
friends. So it's odd.
Yeah.
Speaking of parents and drama, let's talk about Barb.
Bring back Barb.
Bring it back to Barb.
Thoughts?
She was very involved. I've noticed that not a lot of other parents of bachelors, bachelorettes are involved in the show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But she was really, really involved, and it stemmed from, I think, Hannah's season where everybody really liked the mom and how supportive she was of her son. But throughout the time, I just felt like she was always kind of mommying her son.
She was.
Like, it's your son, like, it's his show. You're supposed to let him to be in control. You're not marrying
He's a
the
grown
end.
man.
You're
An adult.
Yeah.
And even what he was saying in the finale, he looked at his parents and he's like, I love Madison. Like, kind of like, you guys need to be okay with it. Like, I came here for love, and the mom's just like, no, your friends and family don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Sorry. And she's being manipulative in that sense, which is completely wrong.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched Dance Moms, but she literally reminded me of like she's a perfect show mom, basically.
Yeah.
She-
Show mom. That's it.
absolutely a show mom. Like all the time she was crying, like hysterically, like, and her son was even like stop, this is not about you.
Your dad's.
Like, Peter didn't even cry that much. Watching that scene was so
The girls didn't even cry that much.
Hannah Ann didn't even cry that much during her engagement. Like, I don't know why she hysterically threw a fit while Peter was like, oh yeah, I did propose to her. And she was like,
I think
so unnecessary.
we should just get the viewers to see, and let's roll the clip.
Anne loves you with all of her heart. Don't let her go. Don't let her go. Bring her home. Bring her home to us.
This one's for Barb.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so summing everything up, relating it back to our original question, do we think reality television in terms of dating is authentic?
That's definitely tough because I think like kind of how we were talking about it today, I think it really depends on what kind of like dating show it is because there's such a variety, you know, like all those ones on MTV too, like Are You the One, or like even like The Challenge, I feel sometimes is like a dating show, and like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, The Bachelor in Paradise, like Love is Blind, like I feel like there's just such different levels of dating on TV, and so I think it really depends on the platform and like who is involved in that season and who is actually participating in it.
So in this season of Bachelor with Pilot Pete, do you think all of that was real?
I think for majority of it, a lot of people were on there for the wrong reasons. I think a lot of the girls that caused drama and blew a lot of things out of proportion, I think they're there for the celebrity of it and not for Pilot Pete.
Like micro-influencers wanting to get their name out there.
I also want to add in that some girls use words as if like I want to win at the end, because it's not something you win at. You're here for love. It's like either you are in love with the person, you're getting married. Like you're not technically winning, but some girls are like, I want to stay on, I want to win. So I think that also questions the authenticity of some of the girls or guys, like why they are there. Like, are they doing it just to be at the top, to win, to get like the publicity after, or actually find true love?
Exactly.
So our verdict is not authentic. Not authentic.
And I feel like because all the entire goal of the show is to get married too, the authenticity has to be questioned right from the start, because the premise of the show already is so far-fetched that they have to marry someone that they've known for what, a month, 2 months? And Love is Blind is probably even shorter than that.
I think it's
It's a couple days because they decide to propose.
and then it's
in
like
the
2
first
weeks
episode.
to the wedding.
So right from the get-go, you question the authenticity. So it's really up to the writers and to the cast to kind of prove themselves worthy of the show and worthy of being on the cast list and whatever. So it's hard to.
Like, I think we all know that obviously this is like lightly scripted, or even situations are heavily like influenced by the producers, but like we do see like the outcome of it is very like can be good. Like some of the couples on The Bachelor are completely like they're married, they have children. Even Love is Blind, like some of the people are still married, like
after
Amber
2
Barnett.
years.
Exactly. Or even like Trista and Ryan after like 18 years with like 2 kids. You know, like that's real.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's completely possible, but like some people put the franchise into a bit of a hurdle to, like, it's heavily judged.
And I feel like with our big question, is it real? I feel like some people are they want to be authentic. It's just those few girls or few guys just want to be there for the wrong reasons, and that's why it makes us wonder right now, is it even authentic? It's because of those few people that just want the celebrity status. But there are other people that are actually there for the right reasons. It's just kind of shitty that they like there's those other people just there to cause drama.
Peter didn't get. He got slim pickings.
I
I
heard a lot of people didn't like this season at all because there was so much drama between the girls, and that sucks for
They're all
them,
just
obviously.
like social media influencers.
And they kept saying that they were all the villains. Like there wasn't like one like redeeming quality about like any of them. Or just, like they were all just like pitted against each other at all times.
So
it was pretty brutal.
Do you think that maybe if the show picked girls who weren't like influencers, or if they didn't have this name to them, like if they just picked like regular girls, do you think the show would still be that popular? Do you think people would watch it? Would it be interesting?
No.
I feel like either way, like the editing and the producers have such a great impact. For example, like Kelly was very, very authentic. Like you obviously know, but like in that week where she got sent home on the 2-on-1, she was edited in that preview so poorly. And even like Hannah Ann, like you know she was there for the right reason. So what? She modeled for Downey and like this, whatever, you know, like they obviously get publicity, but
it was Sonic.
But either way, like she was nearly put in a position to be the villain for week 2 of the Champagne Gate debacle. But after that, she didn't feed into anyone's crap later. So.
Exactly. I think it takes like definitely like a certain kind of person to sign up for these shows.
For sure.
And you know, like if
Not just anybody.
Yeah, like if it was like a nobody or something like that, like I don't think they would be as into it. Like by like week 2, they'd be like, this is ridiculous. Like me and like 20 other people are trying to date the same guy, and I think a lot of people just tap out at that point. So I think it takes a very specific kind of mentality to get in the swing of it.
And if you relate too much to the people on the show, you're also feeling attacked. You feel like you're mocking yourself and your friends perhaps. So when it's kind of people who are a little bit distanced from reality, I feel like it's easier to make fun of or put them on a pedestal or whatever it may be. And plus they might have their own following that they can bring to the show.
Which is what they definitely want.
But go to our stories, and we want to know, do you think reality TV is authentic? Is it real? Is it not? We can't wait to hear what you guys think, and thank you guys for watching.
See you next time.
Cheers!
Hey everyone. Sorry, is it crooked?
I feel like it is, but I don't know if it's supposed to be about it.